Hi, and welcome to week 3. We're talking all about authentic audiences this week. So, if you're like me, we're just completed that first full week back from spring break, and the kids are kind of squirrely. I think we're down to like 25 instructional days. Um, and at my in my school, the IT department has collected all of the Chromebooks. I know that there's a shadow. Sorry about that. I'm trying to adjust, but I can't fix the sun. There we go. As I was saying, the IT department has collected all of the Chromebooks in the entire building. They are embargoed. They're all in these rooms being checked and repaired and charged in anticipation of the state testing that is coming. And so there is some concern about how do I finish this PLN with these digital tools. And the digital tools that you could be using to do any of these things like Book Creator or Adobe Express, or the one that I've been talking a lot about, Canva. They are all great tools, but I want you to keep in mind that even though it helps students create digital products very easily, keep in mind that publishing for a real audience does not necessarily mean that it has to be digital, or that it even means that that it has to be published out online, which we'll get to in big idea number 4 for this week. All right, so just hang in there. So big idea number 1, I've alluded to it, is that real audiences increase motivation. So that makes sense for us, right? We do work differently when we know that somebody else is going to see it. It's just the way that we as humans operate. Um, and it's true for students. Right now, students are sort of stuck in that cycle of do it, turn it in, and forget about it. But this week, we are focusing on, obviously, we want them to complete the assignments, but we want them to create work that communicates beyond the classroom. And so, key idea, big idea number 1 is that real audiences increase motivation. Students just tend to put more work and effort when they know that classmates could see it, that parents can view it, that community members may see it, and that younger students may learn from it. And this is because providing an authentic audience creates purpose, it creates accountability, and we hope that it instills a sense of pride. Big idea number 2 is that these authentic audiences build real world communication skills. So in real life, we communicate, our communication almost always happens for an audience. People who are not in education still create presentations and reports, infographics, newsletters, visual campaigns. And so when we allow students to create for an authentic audience, they practice those very same real world communication skills. They are learning to tailor their messages for an audience. They are learning to communicate clearly. They are learning to design intentionally, and they are learning to think about impact. Of course, that doesn't happen in a vacuum. We do have to coach them on it. As they are creating, we need to remind them to tailor those messages, what language is appropriate, what graphics could resonate with that particular audience. We are helping them move from having to say something to having something to say. And that is a powerful shift in their creation. Big idea number 3 is that audience changes quality. I think 2 and 3, these are all kind of layered. They build on one another. But when students know that it's just the teacher, right? I mean, we're one of the family at this point. They're not trying to impress us anymore. Um, they'll finish it, particularly at this time of year, but they aim for good enough. They're not really aiming for exceeds or exceptional. But when they know that the audience is bigger than the person who is assessing it, it gives them the motivation to improve design, revise language, check accuracy, and to care more about clarity. The more audiences see it, the more they may get feedback and questions on it. It exists on more than the teacher's desk, and that is pretty powerful. That question, asking them, will this make sense to your intended audience? That question creates a much deeper level of learning, and the learning becomes stronger. All right. Big idea number 4 is that authentic audience does not have to mean public internet publishing. And so those of you who are without devices right now, it's okay. Authentic audiences can be small and they can be safe. They can publish for classmates or for another class. They can publish for parents. They can create school displays. They can create things for the hallway or for galleries or for teachers who you may partner with. And again, right now, if we've got to revert to construction paper and chart paper and bulletin board paper and chalk or glass markers, that's okay. It is still a real world audience and it is still creating using visuals. So those are all very powerful choices. So you don't have to put it out for the whole world to see. Remember, throughout this process, I've encouraged you to start small. Some safe beginner options are a gallery walk in the classroom, a shared slideshow for peers, a digital bulletin board, or even a parent night display. So I hope you have fun this week. And when it's time to get over to the teacher challenge for week number 3, I'll have a video waiting for you. We're at the end. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey.